Hey guys, it's Sam. I wanted to go through my planner and have a little planner chat with you guys today. So I have been only in the Hobonichi weeks for the last 2 months now, and I'm not like in a planner meltdown or anything like that. I'm feeling actually very, very good about my planner, and I am in the kind of mindset that this is my memory planner that I love to keep up with, and it was fine to carry around with me and be my only planner for the last 2 months. But in a non-frantic, non-freaked out way, I've just kind of come to the thought again that I would really like for this to be the planner that I update in the evening. This is the planner that I'd rather not, like, I don't know, accidentally spill something all over. Not that that can't happen in my room as I'm drinking tea at night. But I don't know. I love this. And I've kind of been thinking about why I'm not a journaler, why journaling is a fail for me all the time. And I think that I have come to the realization that, okay, so you know that there are introverts and extroverts, and extrovert does not mean that you like people or that you like talking to strangers or you like to be in big crowds. Although there are some extroverts who that definitely applies to, there are also people like me. So I extrovert my internal thoughts. So I like to kind of word vomit all over my husband when I'm coming home from work for the day, talk about the things that have happened to kind of get through it. With my friends, I tell stories, I come here on YouTube and I talk about things and I extrovert those thoughts that I have in my head. And so I really had this kind of like moment last week where I thought, maybe this is why I don't like to journal. Journaling to me is very internal. It's your internal thoughts that you're sharing with your journal, but that usually ultimately means that you're only sharing it with yourself. And so I like to share with others, and maybe that's a thing and maybe it's not. Maybe you can tell me in the comments below if you are an extrovert or an introvert. And I have done a lot more like digging into that than just the basic, like, if you know Myers-Briggs, like, I'm an ESTJ, and that doesn't mean what you would normally think that it would mean. There's a whole like scientific rabbit hole that you can go down, and it is about your cognitive function. So for me, I know that the thing that is in first place for me is that I extrovert my thoughts. So extroverted thinking. And so I know that that is kind of like my release valve and how I handle my stress and how I handle my excitement and my storytelling and all of that. And so I just thought, I wonder if that would hold true for other people. So if you are familiar with your cognitive functions, especially, and you are someone who loves to journal, I'd like to hear if this is a thing like I've made up in my own head. So in that, all that to say that for me, the Hobonichi weeks is like a journal light. And as you know, this is the only planner that I kind of keep around, and I'll put little bits of memories in, and this is what I will go through. I generally don't ever go back through. In the brief times that I have done any kind of long form journaling, I don't go back and reread that, but I go back over and over again and look at the weeks that I have captured in this little planner. And so this is kind of like my version of a diary. It's just little snippets, little highlights. And then of course there are the note pages in the back where if something significant happens that I would like to talk more about, I have those blank note pages that I can do that in. But honestly, for me, that happens so rarely. Like, it has to be some kind of big event that I feel the need, the drive, the urge to write more. So that means I'm not really part of the journaling community, and that is fine. And I feel like I finally come to terms with that It's just not what brings me happiness. It doesn't make me feel better to do so. It only ever makes me feel guilty when I'm not doing it. And so I've decided to just let this planner be my memory keeper. And if I want to write something longer than will fit in a week, that I can put it in the back pages. And I'm feeling really good about the feelings that I have surrounding this planner, not journaling, and how I handle memory keeping. That being said, and I know that this is like a broken record because I know I've said it over and over, I also feel like I need rings to write the things down that happen when my brain feels like I have too many tabs open. So I often go through situations where I am collecting research, I'm writing notes for things, I'm writing things down. And while yes, let me grab it. While yes, this little notebook will work for that, and I have pages in here, menu plans, shopping lists, blah, blah, blah. This works really, really well. But okay, so recently I had been going through a plateau in my weight loss journey. And so I was trying to pinpoint where I was going wrong, what I was doing, which it really wasn't. It wasn't me. That's what I came to the conclusion of. But I was listening to podcasts and I was listening to YouTube videos and I was writing things down. And so the problem with this kind of notebook, or even this kind of notebook, is if you have a larger collection of things, like if I've listened to this podcast and it's got lots of really good information, and I listen to another podcast but it's like 17 days later and I have all of this information here, like yes, I could tab things off or I could leave an index somewhere, but I know I'm not going to do that, and I don't want 14,000 tabs sticking out. I know that a lot of you guys really love all the tabs and things. It gives me anxiety. No, it doesn't give me anxiety. I have anxiety. It increases my anxiety. And so, yeah, I just can't have all that stuff all over the place in my planner. So rings is perfect for that because you gather all the separate pages about it and then you put them in a different section in your planner. And that is what I love about rings. I also love that if I am like, why was I an idiot and writing all of this information down about this topic? It means nothing to me. I can take those pages out. And then I can keep all of the pages. Some of the pages that I have in this planner I've had for years. And yeah, so without having any kind of stress about it or freak out or guilt, one day I just said, okay, I think I'd like to carry my personal rings. And that's all I did. And I continued to update my weeks. But I took this, and I haven't like fully moved into here, but what I wanted to do today after all of that is kind of go in and decide the things that are in here that I really don't need. So I also have a problem with feeling like, especially because I share my planner on social media, feeling like my planner needs to be more interesting or have more stuff in it. And I'm just over that. I'm completely over that. And I feel like it's not like I've like faked anything, but I've just been like, okay, well, how can I track this in a more, interesting to share way? Or how can I fill up this section because this section only has 2 things in it and who wants to see that? And so just kind of thinking of what else maybe do I need to make my planner more filled out and worthy of a flip through or something. And again, I am over that. I am who I am. I plan how I plan. And if you're here, thank you. And if you don't want to be here, there are millions of other channels that you can watch. So yeah, I'm completely over that. Right now, which I was thinking that I was going to move, I thought maybe I'd move into the Moterm, and this is the caramel, or my old beat up, hacked up Malden. I did buy another Malden, but I think I just prefer this one, even though I hacked off the pen loop, so I'll probably be parting with that. But I was thinking about moving into this, but at this very moment, I'm really liking the simplicity of the original, and so I'm just going to stick with this, I think. But I'm going to go through and find the things that I'm not using, the things that I don't need in here anymore. And I just figured that I would do that with you guys while we chat about planners. So I guess this might turn into some kind of flip through clean out. I don't know. I stopped updating this while I was in the weeks, so I need to add a couple stickers here, but I honestly, are they in my weeks? They probably are. I wasn't going to take the time to do that, but why not, right? So like right now I have some like note pages and that I've just like stuffed in here, which is fine and would be completely fine to continue on with, but I guess I don't want to. I want to go back to the feeling of being able to at any given moment grab a random piece of paper, make really ridiculous ugly scratch notes on it, and just carry on with my life. So that's the moment that I'm in right now, and again, I might change my mind next month. It's really easy to update the weeks, obviously, because it's such a small planner, so it's like whatever. This was just a running inbox of things that I had to do specifically this weekend, but there's still room on it, so I'm fine to keep that in here. And then I'll remember to go back and use the inbox instead, but it's whatever. These are the kinds of messy notes that, for me personally, you're never going to find in my Hobonichi weeks, because it's special to me. And I understand that messy can also be special, but for me, my planner, what I want to see, this is not what I want to keep in a planner that I'm going to look through years and years from now. I'm probably not going to keep these pages or look back through them, but I definitely will be keeping this book and looking back through it. So this is one of the main things that keeps me going back to rings. And yeah, there's still some room on this other side. I could flip this upside down and use it. I don't want to waste paper, so I'll just leave that there. And then my first tab, I don't really use this at all, but I like the way it looks, so I'm going to leave it in here. This 2024 overview, is this from Nada Notes? Maybe. And I've clearly not used this yet either, but I'm unsure. I'm going to leave that here. And then this is my monthly pages from Peanuts Planner Co. This is part of her free bundle you can get on her Facebook group. I just realized that, oh wait, no. I just added some things to July and I forgot to put this back. All right, so this is like my simple system. I have the dividers, which are clear, and I don't even remember where I got these, but they are just see-through, and I don't care. My planner doesn't have a bunch of fancy stuff. It's very functional. That's just how I roll. So clear, non-labeled dividers, and then the clear Filofax rulers go to my most used sections of my planner. So I have the rest of the year here, and then I have this also. This is, what is this? Vellum acetate, right? From Peanuts Planner Co. She also has things that you can order physical. You can also order her inserts printed and cut and punched to be sent to you if you're afraid of your printer. And then you can see that I have been inconsistent here when, well, no, because I haven't usually written the month up here, but I decided since I've been so inconsistent with this, I'm gonna have to add the month up here. So this was April 1st, and then is when I moved into the Hobonichi weeks. You can see that I didn't really finish this week, and then I tried to keep up with both, and then I never did this week, and then let's see, so this would have been May, so this must have been June, and I was going to do this and quit. And then I tried, this was last week. Yes, okay, so at the end of last week is when I was like, you know what? I think I need to go back to rings. And then I haven't even really fully done this week, but I started putting things in here that I knew were gonna happen. So I went ahead and put several weeks ahead in here, and I really need to make this section smaller, because generally what I have done in the past is I have 1 month. I keep 1 month in at a time, and then I switch it. So I go like in a 4 to 6 week rotation. And I don't want to. I think I might, no, actually, I'll just make new ones because I'm not even doing that one program anymore. So I'm going to pull them out from here because I also don't like to have a bulky, heavy planner, and this is feeling very heavy to me. I do have multiple other covers, and so I usually keep my pages just until I feel like I don't need them anymore. And I don't know which one I've been keeping those in for this year. I'll have to go back and look. All right, so I'm just going to move this over. Oh wait, no, I took one page too many. All right, put this back in here. All right, so yeah, I've got lots of things that I really need to update in here. But I have it in my Hobonichi weeks, so I know that the information is here. Yeah, this is actually going to be a kind of busy week. Anyway, so I have not dated it. I usually go through and date it by the month, but I haven't done it yet. Another acetate. All of these are going to be from Peanuts Planner Co. And then I have a daily section, and I was kind of off and on using these, and these are from Peanuts Planner Co. And I like these because you can have your timeline here for appointments, and then I would put my to-dos or to-buys here, and then I would use this as like a little mini memory keeper. But I was then finding that I just didn't have enough going on to put in this kind of layout most days, and so that's fine to have a daily section that you don't use all of the time. But I have found another daily that I'm going to be trying. I also had just blank pages here that I was going to use, and this works fine too. I generally have found that on work from home days and weekends, I feel the need to have a daily, and then the rest of the week I generally don't, because I go to work, I come home, I work out, I eat dinner, we take a walk or do something and go to bed. But this daily is this is a freebie from Penguin Paper Co., I think. If I'm wrong, I'll put it here. But I just printed these today, and I need to put them and punch them, obviously. But I'm going to put those here in the dailies. So I think that I have all of the information that I need from here already in my Hobonichi weeks. But I'm going to go ahead and just pull them out, and then I'm going to tuck them into my Hobonichi weeks, and I'm going to make sure that I have all of this information filled out in the weeks before I toss those, because I won't need those again. And then my next section is a tracking section for my fitness, and I will have a lot to keep up with here because I do work out almost every single day, and even on days that are rest days, I generally walk at least twice. And so yeah, I'll have a lot that I'll need to get to for this. This is my cycle tracker. This will need updated quite a bit. And then this was a workout tracker that didn't work. And then this weight log, which I will keep up with, I'll go back through. Just health issues to talk about with my doctor. And then here are some of those notes that I mentioned that I don't like to keep in my Hobonichi, because I might want to keep them for years even. But yeah, so I won't need this. And then this is an insert that I added because my manager had said something about making sure I work at least 8 hours every single day. They're just like really afraid that you're gonna fall below full time. I don't know. But I'm not using this. So it's a good insert, but I don't think I want to use it for this particular purpose. And since it's partially filled out, wait, no, if I just stopped using it, no, because it's not enough room for me to write down like my weight for the, maybe it is. No, I'm already tracking that. No, maybe I'll just put it in my health and see if I want to track it this way. I'll put it right here. and see if I want to update it. And then I might print out a new fresh one. I might not. This might go still. I don't know. Okay, so that is like my health and fitness section, and this was like my tracking section. And hold on. I got all of those. Okay. Audiobooks and books read. This will need lots of keeping up with, but I have been keeping track of when I start and I finish a book or an audiobook. So I'll be able to go and backtrack that. I have plenty of those in here. I've been doing really well. Going back to listening to audiobooks has been really helpful for me because I have a lot of like not really deep thought that I need, like kind of more just, I'm in a flow of work that I can listen to something off on the side. And so I've been listening to books. Sorry, got this watch list, and then the reoccurring tasks, which I have not kept up with either. And then I have a section here already set up for Christmas in case we start buying Christmas presents early. Menu and groceries. I do like this insert, but I feel like in the past it hasn't been big enough for us because we usually have a really long shopping list. But what I've been finding the last couple weeks is that with our oldest moved out, this actually might work now. So I'll have to print some more of these, but I do have a few. And then just some lists here for just in case. I don't know. Random notes. Me and my husband trying a cheap pen. Some more random notes, which will need to go over to my health section. And then just miscellaneous pages and post-its. And I don't think I'm gonna be using this folder, so I think I'm gonna take this out. And then this like protector. And then these were pages from my Malden that I tried to use and I was just not liking. So I'm not gonna keep those in here either. So those can go. So I guess the bulk of it really was those extra weekly pages that I was not utilizing because they had already passed. But for me, that's much better. Much better. But yeah, I was really fighting with this original. I used originals and originals only for years because of the flatness of them when you would use them, and then this one was just not going. And honestly, that was one of the reasons why I was going to move into the Malden, because it lies super flat. And then I opened it up for this video and it was like it knew. Oh, I better behave because she's gonna move into another one. So we'll see. Stick with this one just a little bit longer. I love the very simple nature of the original. And it's been a favorite of mine for a long time now, so it's kind of my thing. And I like this patent nude color for the warm months. I feel like it's light and goes with everything. So I'm happy with this pairing, and I'm not feeling stressed because even though this is a 2-book system, it is a 2-book system that really kind of in my brain has different purposes. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to this being my everyday carry, and then this guy will stay at home and I will update it every evening. So there's that. I was like, no, I've just been talking about how consistent I've been with the Hobonichi weeks, and now I'm gonna go and share that I planner hopped, but it's not really. I mean, these have been kind of my thing for most of the year and for most years, and I think I need to just tell myself that I have found my groove and that they both have a special place, an important place in my system, and this is what I'm going to be in. So this is the plan for July. I'm not going to try to do 1 book. July, I'm going to stick in these 2 planners. Maybe not just this cover, but these 2 planners. I'd love to hear from you guys. How are you doing with your planning? Do you prefer a bound book? Do you prefer rings? Or is it a completely different system? I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here and don't want to miss out on future videos, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much as always for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.